Hey everybody, Joan Zodianz here, and welcome back to another episode of Spiritual Zundayz. This week we're going to be talking about Mercury shifting from Aries to Taurus. So, if you guys missed my last episode, you can still catch it because it still applies, and I talk more deeply about the triple retrograde that's happening in Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. And it's going to affect the entire month of May and also of next month as well. And next month, we are also going to be dealing with a fourth retrograde. Neptune will go into retrograde, but we will save that for another episode. Now, we're going to be talking more about Mercury. So, Mercury is the planet of ideas, communication, how we perceive things. It's really our mental processing, all right, to be short. And it's going from a fiery cardinal sign to an earthy fixed sign, okay, which means we are going to be more stubborn in our beliefs and we are going to be more bull like, right? We're going to dig our little hooves into the sand and we're going to be like, we're not moving for anybody or anything. And this is the type of energy you need to watch out in yourself and in other people as well. Because of the triple retrogrades that are happening, you will find that ego and pride will be a huge issue in other people or in yourself. Okay. And we don't want to go into the negative side of Taurus. We want to be on the positive side or the positive energies of Taurus, which will be that sensuality, which will be the tolerance and patience, the compassion that we have for others. Yeah, Tauruses can be a little insensitive. You know, they are earth signs, so they're not the most emotional, but they are very logical and reasonable. And we want to tap into that energy, okay? We don't want to go against it. Taurus and Mercury also means that we'll be more narrow minded and more focused, okay? Just depending on how you want to look at it, negatively or positively. During these retrogrades, it will be very helpful versus the Aries and Mercury, which made us very impulsive, will be the opposite of that. We'll be more patient when it comes to difficult situations. We're going to want to be more reasonable when it comes to challenges in our life, especially in our career sectors, okay? When it comes to money, when it comes to stability, security will be very important for us during this time. And if you caught my Instagram live where I was explaining, planets in more detail, then you would know that Mercury is a planet that changes very quickly. Okay. So this energy won't last very long. On the 22nd, it's going to change from Taurus to Gemini, which will be even more difficult during a retrograde. So it is important that you take the time to plan ahead. Okay. If you're the type that procrastinates or doesn't like to plan ahead, then you will lose out on this energy. And when Gemini comes in, you will be more sporadic or random or unpredictable or more unfocused. Okay, you don't want to be that person, trust me. You want to plan ahead and then refer back to your goals when you start to lose your shit. And the triple retrograde really doesn't help with people, okay? Refer back to my last episode for real, for real. We are having a lot of pressure because Capricorn or Saturn and Pluto are in Capricorn and they're in retrograde, and Capricorn and Taurus working together, it just gives you more pressure to be somebody, right? To do something with your life, to be more productive, to be, the successful person. And you're going to have to gain that awareness in yourself and not crack. Okay, remember, you live for you. You don't live for anybody else. This is a time, like every day is always a good time to reflect on yourself and to figure out what's my next step. What am I supposed to do this month, this year, next year? You want to have those goals in place so that you have a destination. That's the whole point. And you may stray away from that path. You may find a shortcut or a creative way to get there. And that's fine too. We are complex beings, right? We never really stick to a plan. As much as we want to, it's hard for us to stick to a plan 100%. We will always find ways to be more efficient, or at least that's how we should be, right? So don't be hard on yourself. Be kind to yourself during these times. The start of this year has been really rough for people, but having all these retrogrades and then another one coming up next month, it is very important for all of us to have energy awareness, to be close to ourselves, be close to our souls right now so that we know what we want in life and don't get confused or easily influenced by other people who don't have good intent for us. And you might be telling yourself, I have good people around me. And that's great because Mercury in Taurus also shows us what we're grateful for and what we appreciate the most. This is a possessive sign by nature, right? This is a sign that is ruled by Venus, which shares that planet with Libra. So you will cherish more moments with people that you love, like friends and family. And if you weren't appreciating somebody before, you will start to feel that way when Mercury shifts into Taurus. Okay. So it's not too late to repair things with other people or even professionally. Okay. But you will need to build that energy awareness. That self awareness is so important for people. And it's crazy to me because not a lot of people have it. They just live life like routinely, and then they get lost in what other people want them to do, and so they become depressed and they become unhappy and aggravated, and they project all of that onto somebody else, onto innocent bystanders, and then they wonder why you know their life is shit. And you might have ran into somebody, or you may be dealing with somebody who's just projecting all of their toxicities onto you. And you have to remind yourself that that is their path to live, it's not yours. Your journey is your own journey. And you have control over what you need to do, you have control over where you want to go in life. And so take what you've learned from Mercury in Aries, and on Tuesday, May 7th, apply that into a realistic format, into reality. And really slow down and appreciate everything that you do have, everything that is useful to you right now, everything that makes you happy. And if nothing makes you happy, then you have a lot of work to do. You have a lot of things you need to change. So don't feel that stubborn side from Taurus, okay? Don't dig your heels into something and then, become immovable. You don't want to be that person. We always want to remain flexible because we are forever evolving mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and even physically. We are evolving as people. So it would be ignorant of you to not want to change, to not accept or acknowledge or take accountability for your own actions. You don't want to be delusional about things or feel like, oh, I'm not the problem. Most times we are. But it's not about beating yourself up. It's about saying, I made a mistake, but I can repair it. That's all. It's a very simple solution, and people just don't want to do it. And I don't know why. Taurus and Mercury is also a good time where we have to take a break on things. If Aries moved you too quickly, if you were doing things too impulsively, this is a good time to really slow down and take a break on things, to really take in the scenery, okay? To really be one with yourself or be one with nature, whichever one resonates with you the most. And it's really about taking care of the people around you and taking care of yourself, nurturing what you need to be happy, to sustain growth and peace and, you know, build your future self. That's really what it's about. And try to do that before Gemini takes over, because once Gemini or Mercury's in Gemini, then you guys will have a real problem if you didn't make any plans for yourself. Time you have been warned. You have been warned. So I have also been doing that for myself lately, just really, taking a break from giving spiritual sessions right now. I'm not taking them, and to really pace myself. I'm also writing my astrology book right now. So that's a project that's been ongoing for years. And I'm finally taking the time to just, you know what, I need to do what's best for me. and what's best for my evolution as a person, and to really listen to myself about what my soul wants to do, what makes me happy. So I'm trying to finish my book, hopefully by the end of summer, and really trying to find a publisher out there that wants to help me um, put me on, I guess. But if not, I can always find my own path and try to fund it myself. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And for everybody else, thank you for all of your support. I feel very blessed that I'm having a quick growth on my YouTube channel. That's really amazing to me, and I really appreciate every single one of you guys for connecting and resonating with me. It makes me very emotional, and I'm not trying to get emotional right now, but I will see you guys next weekend, and we'll talk more about astrology. And I'm hoping to do more YouTube videos. I made a whole schedule for everything this month, so expect to see more of my face and to hear more of my voice. But I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, bye.